Hi guys, it's Shining Polaris. Happy Sunday. It's just going to be a short video of last night's Impact Wrestling Sacrifice mini pay-per-view. So yeah, they always do these little special episodes for Impact Plus members. So of course, this episode was pretty cool because very sure everyone really wanted to see the results of the two main event matches, which I am going to talk about, and then after I'm just gonna say who won the rest of the matches. So all the belts were up for grabs, but of course everyone was looking at the first main event, which was my team of the Good Brothers versus New Japan Pro Wrestling's Finjuice, and this was for their tag team titles. I already had predicted, I was like, oh, Good Brothers are going to win because, they still got that little, thing with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And I was like, okay, this is just going to be, they're going to have a really good match, but ultimately the Good Brothers are going to win. And if you watch this match right away, Good Brothers, they did a lot of offense on Finjuice. Probably like 75% of the match was all Good Brothers. Of course, they're very cocky because they think they're like the best. So they did a lot of jaw-jacking and basically just wasting time, like posing like they always do, and just talking smacks to Finjuice. A lot of the match was them beating up on David Finlay for most of the match, so he could not tag in Juice Robinson. And but Carl Anderson made a mistake. I think he was trying to, jump or kick David Finlay, but he ended up in the turnbuckle stuck up there. That gave David a chance to give the hot tag to Juice Robinson. And then I think from that was when the tide turned a little bit. So when Juice Robinson was in the ring, of course, he started to really beat down on both the Good Brothers towards the end of the match. There's a couple times where, so right after Juice Robinson made the hot tag, the Good Brothers, they started to wrestle with more urgency. Like, they figured, like, okay, we really gotta stop, the joking around, gotta really actually try to win this. And because they were basically just, and you can hear the commentators say the same thing, like, there was many times where they could have easily had pinned Finjuice to win it, but it's just more like they just wanted to toy with them and kind of show them, like, yeah, we're better than you and we can just do whatever we want. But so after Juice Robinson came in, that's when they started really wrestling with urgency. A couple times Good Brothers tried to hit their Magic Killer, but they failed to do that. Towards the end, you had Juice Robinson. He punched Doc Gallows really hard. That almost kind of neutralized him right there, so he was outside of the ring. And that was when Finjuice started to wear down Carl Anderson. Doc Gallows gave it one more time, tried to punch both of them, but they knocked him out of the ring again. Now he's out for the match. And the Finjuice, they hit the Doomsday device onto Carl Anderson, and with a very huge upset, they beat the Good Brothers for the Impact Tag Team Championship. Great match, very surprising win. All night on Twitter, I was like, what is going on? So you just see, like, everyone was like congratulating them. It was very cool to see all the other promotions congratulate. So you obviously see New Japan, they retweeted out their win, plus said a few words. Kenny Omega posted, he was like reading the newspaper, and I saw this, like, what is going on? So anyway, it was just really cool. And obviously everyone just started, including myself, thinking like, oh man, like this is such a great win. Now at first, of course, I was sad, Good Brothers lost, but obviously this is to continue everyone's storyline here. So what could that mean on the Good Brothers side? Some people were saying maybe they're gonna go back to Japan, go to New Japan to try to win those title backs. Or I think more realistically, I think they're gonna go back to AEW and now butt heads with Young Bucks, and which we've already predicted immediately after Revolution. Like, you always do this, like, so knowing what we know now, in 3 months, what are they going to do on Double or Nothing? So I'm just going to say right now, Double or Nothing, for AEW Tag Team titles, Young Bucks versus Good Brothers. So yeah, so I think that's what they're gonna do that. As for what will Finjuice do, I think it'll be really cool. Of course, they're gonna go back to New Japan, and it's like, who is gonna go after those Impact titles now? And of course, we're saying, you know, God. so hopefully that, I mean, you know, because God's already the champion, so hopefully they'll be the one to also try to get the Impact title so they can have all the belts as well. What, they have a belt, a trophy, why not another belt? So that would be cool. And again, I'm just waiting for more Bullet Club action. So just bring them in. Yeah, so that was really cool, and I'm still reading all the tweets of everyone's excitement for this. So it's really good that all these promotions are working together. At the end of the day, we as wrestling fans win. So all right, then the main event that is for the unification titles, and that is Rich Swann versus Moose. You have Rich Swann, who is the Impact World Champion, and they got Moose, who is the TNA World Champion, and yeah, like. So whoever wins this is going to go to Rebellion and main event that, of course, title for title against Kenny Omega. So again, a lot of people have their eyes on here because they're like, who's going to face Kenny at Rebellion? Well, Moose, I was personally rooting for Moose because he is just, I mean, he is like, he's been pretty protected, but also he's big, he just looks like a champion. And right off the gate, of course, he was just destroying Rich Swann. There was some brutal shots of him really trying to pull, like he was focusing on Rich Swann's hair, so he was really, pulling it a lot. Like, even though, and again, commentators even said this too, Moose, extremely athletic, big, he's just a big, strong guy, but he still results in dirty tactics to try to win. So, he tried to pull Rich Swann's hair. He took a chair out to try to hit him, but of course, he didn't, because if you hit him with a chair, that would result in disqualification. But yeah, so like anytime like Rich tried to jump onto Moose will catch him. I mean, it just like Moose just showed like how strong he really is. So yeah, so towards the end, like finally, Rich Swann started to punch. He did a couple punches, but he mostly kicked Moose in the head. He did this many times. Moose, he had his hands down and he was kind of wobbling, and he just brutally kicked him in the head to try to wear him down. But even so, like that still wasn't enough. I mean, there was some crazy spots here. You had Moose, who did like a moonsault slam with Rich, where he off the top rope and hit Rich Swann with that. And then another spot where Moose, I think he was trying to do. So he was on the other side. I don't know how they timed this, but Moose was on top of the turnbuckle. He did. I'm guessing he was trying to do another moonsault or whatever, and then Rich Swann from the other side, also on the rope, countered that with a cutter. I don't know. It was those two spots. You gotta watch it. It just looked very brutal. Like, if they both did something wrong with that, they could have hurt themselves. But those are two pretty cool spots. After that, it's just, again, showing how strong Moose was. Moose kicked out of that and won. That was just crazy. So near the end, almost really like a video game. Moose, out of desperation, because at this point he is beaten down and tired, but out of desperation he's trying to do his lights out spear to Rich Swann. So Rich was in each corner of the ring. So when Moose charges at him, Rich Swann would duck, and Moose would hit his head right into the turnbuckle. So he did that 3 times. Did it here, misses him. Over here, misses Swann again. The last one, he goes. This is when Moose he put the chair that he couldn't use right into the corner. So now Rich Swann is in front of it, waiting for Moose to spear him. When he did, he hit his head right at the chair and basically dazed him. And then after a few little moves after that, Rich Swann rolls Moose up and he wins. So Rich Swann is your unified champion, and he will be facing Kenny Omega at Rebellion. So I was kind of sad. A lot of people were sad about this too, because a lot of people don't like Rich Swann. I don't mind him. But a lot of people don't like him, so they were like, oh no, it should have been Moose. But actually, at the end of the day, I think choosing Rich Swann to be the winner was the best choice, because you already know Kenny Omega is going to win the belt. So, you know, you don't want Moose, who looks so good, win it and then just to lose it, you know, just lose it next month to Kenny. So I think having Rich Swann win it is a good choice, because he's been champion for like 6 months now. So when he drops it, it'll just, you know, it's just be the right time. And then later on, you can have Moose, when Kenny's ready to drop all the titles, you can have Moose face Kenny, which will be a crazy match, and he'll win it. So, yeah. So I think that's a good win. Even though I would like to see Moose too. But now we get to see what Moose is going to do. I think his contract is up in the summer, if I'm correct. So it's kind of curious to see where he would go. Would he stay in Impact, or will he just move on to other things like AEW? I don't know. I'm joking. I have no idea. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with those. So very good 2 main events, and I'm just gonna run down really quickly on the rest of the card. So the first match was Decay versus Reno Scum. Decay won. Next was Tenelle, Dashwood, Kaleb with a K. They beat Navea and Havoc. Next was the whole Harmless match. Eddie Edwards beat Brian Meyers. Knockouts Tag Team Champion, Fire and Flavor beated Jordynne, Grace, and Jazz. And then Knockouts Championship, Deonna Purrazzo retains, beats ODB. And then, of course, you have Finjuice beat Good Brothers for Tag Team Championship. Oh, I forgot. X Division. X Division. We have a new title change there. That is Ace Austin beat TJP. I'm not going to say anything about that, but I think he beat TJP because TJP have been saying some crazy stuff online, just saying. So anyway, yeah, so you have that. So X Division, new X Division Championship, which is Ace Austin. I was this close to say Austin Theory, and of course then we have the 2. So Finjuice beat the Good Brothers for the Tag Team Championship, and Rich Swann is your retains and your new Unified Championship. So there you go. Impact, Sacrifice, great pay-per-view. If you like wrestling, just subscribe to Impact Plus. I think that's probably one of the cheaper channels I bought this year, and they always have good stuff, and you can watch everything your heart desire related to Impact and TNA. So anywho, that is my short summary. Hope you enjoy it, and I will be writing an article about it too, which I just submitted. So hopefully it'll be up today. But yeah, thanks guys for your support on Twitter and on my humble channel here. So I will talk to you guys later. All right, see ya. Bye.